right, kings and queens. Today we are talking Martell Holt and his mistress, Ariane Curry. Y'all, this continues to get deeper and deeper and deeper the more this lady continues to talk. On today, a blogger uploaded part 2 of her recording of Ariane Curry, who actually confirmed on tape that Martell Holt did indeed send her a copy of he and his ex-wife engaged in a very intimate sexual act in order to create a smear campaign against his ex-wife. Oh, Lordy. The intent was for the mistress to leak the tape as a revenge plot against the ex-wife in order to slander her reputation, create a smear campaign against her, and completely annihilate her good girl image. She was supposed to leak the tape from a fake page pretending to be a man that actually received the sexual act from Martell's ex-wife. This is sick. Initially, when the rumors came out and the alleged accusations came out, the mistress denied it. She denied she had any such knowledge of a tape. She just denied it. Martell actually confirmed it in his one-on-one interview with me. But now, as of late, the mistress has come out, she's spoken, and there is indeed a tape. Not only is there a tape, she has a copy of the tape and actually offered to send the screenshot, the tape, whatever it is, to the content creator. Martell Holt, Ariane Curry, you just may be going to jail. One or two of you, if not the both of you, just may be going to jail. Y'all, we're not going to waste any more time. Let's jump in. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
Okay, we have to establish timelines, and I was able to go back and track a timeline. According to Own TV, you are legally somewhat responsible for this because it was brought up on your show on the reunion stage. And if I'm correct, I do believe it was reunion part 1, Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 1, which was aired a year ago. Now, that's the timeline. Maybe give or take. Probably a little bit more past a year. We can establish that's when the plot to release this tape without Melody's consent in order to seek revenge on her started approximately a year or a little bit over a year ago, based on the reunion. There was actually mention of the video on the reunion. Oh my God, Ownnetwork. You're about to get sued. So here's the thing. We're going to cover 3 key players, 2 key players, 1 possible. Martell Holt. One thing people tend to forget, even you, Carlos, and even the cast, is we all got here because of Martell. And Carlos, I don't know if you forgot that, but you just may find yourself in legal trouble. And here's why I say that. There are 2 key players. The head is Martell. His accomplice is Ariane Curry. And then Carlos King. I don't know to what extent and what level you are involved, but you did push Melody to confess to giving oral sex to a man that Martell had allegedly had a tape. Okay, so you are a willing participant in this, and I don't know if you just didn't fact check, or if you knew, and if you knew, that's really bad, Carlos. That's just really, really bad. But you did participate. Not only did you participate, you asked her does she recall? And you actually gave her a hard time when she looked at Martell on that stage and said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember doing that. I can be very specific about something else, but I don't remember. And Carlos, you said, I find it hard to believe that you can't remember performing fellatio. Carlos, that is so unethical as an employer and as an executive producer, because not only are you his friend, because you said that you love Martell and y'all are close, and that may be true, but you're her boss. How dare you participate in such alleged, and I'm going to say allegedly, just in case you didn't know, but I have it with you on tape supporting Martell with this accusation of a video. Let's take a look.
She had moved out. She started seeing someone else. And she had mentioned that the fellatio part, right? So
I got to be honest with you. You saying you don't remember performing fellatio
I do not.
is kind of odd, because I think you would remember putting your mouth on something.
This is a clear ethical violation against HR policy and procedure, in my opinion. And no wonder, Carlos, you haven't spoke out about it, because you are a participant. Whether it's directly or indirectly, you participated on the behalf of Martell Holt. You should have kept your mouth closed. You should have never brought it up. It's somewhat intrusive, and it was extremely slanderous. And you've yet to address it. You've yet to issue a formal apology. Now that you realize, if you had, which makes me question. That's why I say, were you aware that this was a revenge plot? Is that why you have not come out? Is that why OWN Television has not come out to issue a formal apology to Melody Cherie? This is not good, and somebody just may find themselves being sued. This is sexual harassment that actually occurred on the stage of OWN Network, y'all. I cannot make this up. But check this out. We're going to move on. So Ariane mentions that Martell is going to have to stand in his own shit, basically. Okay? She's basically saying he is going to, yeah, that's what she said. He's going to have to stand in his own shit. And she said, we're going to either, I couldn't remember what word she used. Basically, either she said, we're going to have a real adult conversation, but her reason for allegedly coming, well, she said, she told Karson. So it's not even alleged. We can establish that there is a tape. We can establish that the Mistress has a copy of the tape. We can establish that OWN Network was privy to the tape and still utilize it as a storyline to sexually harass Melody Cherie. Whether you knew it was a revenge plot or not, you did not fact check. I don't know if you looked at the pictures. I don't know if you looked at the tape, but it was very, very negligent on the behalf of OWN to bring that to the public without fact checking, without asking deeper questions, and without running it behind your cast. When somebody sits on a panel or on a stage and say, I have a tape of you, and Carlos, your need for mess. Maurice made a very good point. Your need for mess just may be your downfall, because this has to be one of the biggest scandals ever. And Carlos King, you are right in the middle. If anybody is smart enough to go back and track this to a year and a half ago, you're all over this, Carlos. And you even challenged a woman. But the point is, Ariane says that Martell is going to have to stand in his own shit. Okay. And she basically picked up the phone and called Karson because she felt like Martell was attempting to throw her under the bus by encouraging her to release the tape. Okay. And she was in her feelings and she felt some kind of way and she needed somebody to talk to. Now, she left room as if she did not really want to do it. She was just irritated by the fact that he was willing to utilize her as a ploy in his revenge plot, which started back on OWN Network, y'all. Well, Martell actually said Carlos knew. Martell said, you knew, Carlos. You can hear it coming out of his own mouth. Let's play the tape.
This happened over a year and a half ago. Melanie and I, we talked about it a year and a half ago. We talked about it with Carlos a year and a half ago.
So now that you've heard from Martell's mouth that Carlos was very well aware of this revenge P over a year and a half ago. Y'all, is this crazy that corporations and networks will turn a blind eye to such vile and disgusting behavior? Wow. Own network. Wow. I am completely speechless. But Martell said that Carlos was very well aware that this tape existed. And you still, with you knowing that that was not Melody performing fellatio on another man, and you knew that Martell was doing that to revenge her, to create a smear campaign that could have possibly caused her to have a mental health breakdown, caused her to do God knows what, because it wasn't true. What if we would have bought into that, Carlos? Because you pushed the envelope and damn near knocked it off the table. Wow. Unacceptable. It goes beyond entertainment. It goes beyond reality television. It goes beyond needing a high moment. And all I can say is the clock is ticking, Martell. The clock is ticking. You will have to stand in your own ish when it comes to this, because this is probably something that's not going to go away anytime soon. I don't believe Ariane is lying about having a copy of the tape. I don't believe that Ariane is lying about Martell having had sent her a copy of the tape. I don't know if the tape has been released. None of us knows that. None of us knows that. We don't know if the cast members have seen the tape. He had buy-in from the network, he had buy-in from his mistress, and he had buy-in from Carlos King, the executive producer, allegedly. You know, this is I know we jokingly say as bloggers, oh, this is giving for my man, but real shit, I'm gonna have to say this is very much giving for my man, crime of passion, because, if you go back and you look at a lot of times when these couples that aren't supposed to be together, either they're cheating or they're doing something, and this passion and this lust brings them together, right? And they end up committing a crime of passion against the wife or the original person. And then when they're caught and they have to face time and they go to trial, they completely turn on each other and they start to point the finger at each other. But prior to that, they were madly in love. And the passion and just the intense of it all, the eroticism, the erotica is so intense that they can't see past the lust. And I really feel like Ariane and Martell are that couple. They are on their way down, big time. This has not stopped between the two of them. And Ariane, sweetheart, I think you done bit off more than you can chew. And you kept saying in the video, I've been quiet, but your man hasn't. Your man hasn't. Be not fooled. Evil company corrupts good morals. And you didn't have those to start with when you met him, because you willingly entered into a full-blown relationship with the married man, and you celebrated bullying and taunting his ex-wife online. And you still refer to yourself as that bitch, as that girl. They need me. We make bitches. And that's what you said. And I really believe in my heart of hearts, the same thing that makes you laugh is going to make you cry. I really believe that your time is coming very soon. You will have to answer for all of the strife and the grief that you've created. You will have to answer for all of the harm and the pain that you've inflicted on this woman with your eyes closed. You're going to have to answer. And I'm specifically talking to you because you are a willing participant. And I know you're quick to say, oh, he's going to have to stand in his own shit. Girl, you're going to have to stand in it too, because you still there. And then you gave out a disclaimer on the recording. Oh, he with another woman. Quit lying. Because you just put that you're about to go celebrate with him on 4th of July and be a mother to your 5 kids. He admitted in my one-on-one that you are around his kids. Melody confirmed what Martell said and says, yes, you are around her children. So, if he does have another woman, why do you continue to play side chick? Why do you continue to play a bench player? And if that's not true about him having another woman and you're just talking to talk, then we know you're a bona fide liar. But I guarantee you, when it's time to go to trial and answer for this crime, Martell Holt is going to throw your ass under the bus.